We know that one of the things that drives our budget, that drives the formula that helps to look at the assessment is our enrollment data. And so we've made sure that we included for you the enrollment data for this year coming up. So you can see the 22-23 enrollment data. And Plainville is making up 25.51% of that. You can also see that the trends for this are that Plainville and Rentham are going down slightly, but Norfolk is seeing some dramatic upticks. When we first built our budget and we presented it in the wintertime, we had to guesstimate on state aid because, as you know, the governor normally puts out their budget at the end of January, but because we have a new governor, the governor was allowed to present hers in the beginning of March. All told, we're getting a whopping 1.42% more money this year in state aid than we got last year. So state aid, things like Medicaid reimbursement. When I got to King Philip 5 years ago, we were not billing and collecting for Medicaid. So you can see over the last few years that number has grown dramatically. It was exceptionally high in 2022 because we did a lot of medical types of service through COVID. So there was a lot that we were able to build in through COVID. But we are able to bill for services that are also medically based. For example, occupational therapy, physical therapy, speech and language therapy, nursing services. And so we aggressively go after that money. There's a lot of paperwork that goes into that. What we're presenting to you is a level service light. It's slightly less than level service. We're looking at actually kind of collapsing a couple of positions due to attrition or what have you because the budget needs were so high. One of the main driving forces of that, quite honestly, this year is around special education. The state each year votes a percent increase that private schools, private special education schools can raise their tuitions. Traditionally, it's been about 2% annually. This year, they allowed for a 14% increase in private tuition. So our most costly placements are our private special education tuitions, and those are allowed to go up 14% this year. So you're really looking at a little over 2% to cover the rest of our costs and concerns. So while there are things that are up and things that are down, basically we're not implementing anything new next year.
This is a snapshot of Tri-County's Chapter 70 formula. The arrow is pointing over to the increase that we have, which is also minimal aid, $30 per student. Amounts to $28,050 for Tri-County. So our foundation enrollment, we did see an increase after we had 3 years of decreases in our enrollment. And we think that, that was reverse, somewhat due to effective marketing, but I think more so, the benefits of a career tech education. So we do have our special education percentage is over 30%. It's been over 30% since 2018. We don't have the special ed population maybe that KP has, where you outsource, some of these students that go to placements. Where we have special ed students that we're trying to educate within our co-taught classrooms. On the next slide, you'll see the breakout of the revenues and the assessments by community. Again, our state aid, small increase, regional transportation aid, $20,000 increase in our local revenues. We don't collect nearly as much Medicaid funding, primarily because we do not have those students that are outplaced. So we're budgeting $100,000 for our local revenues. Again, pushing the assessments to the member communities. They're 64% of the budget is paid for by the assessment of the communities.